When I opened the door at 12:07 a.m. and saw my stepsister standing there in the rain, crying and clutching her phone like it was the only thing keeping her upright, I already knew my life was about to split into. I just didn't know how bad it would get. "Please don't close the door," she said, before I could even speak. Her mascara had run down her cheeks. Her hoodie was soaked. She looked smaller than I remembered, fragile. I hadn't seen Lily in almost 8 months. Not since our parents' anniversary barbecue. Not since she'd left early after a fight with her boyfriend, Mark. I stepped aside. She walked in without another word. My apartment smelled like leftover takeout and laundry detergent. Normal, safe, but she brought chaos in with her. I could feel it. I grabbed a towel and handed it to her. She didn't dry her hair. She just stood there shaking. "What happened?" I asked. She laughed, but it was the kind of laugh that sounds like it hurts. "He finally did it." "Did what?" She unlocked her phone and shoved it toward me. A text thread. 11:42 p.m. Mark. "I can't keep pretending. I'm with her right now." 11:43 p.m. Lily with who? 11:40 for p.m. Mark. "Does it matter?" My chest tightened. There were more messages. Screenshots. Photos of him at some bar in downtown Seattle. Time-stamped. A blonde girl leaning into him. I looked up at Lily. "When did you find out?" "Tonight." Her voice cracked. "I drove by his place. His car wasn't there." I tracked his location. Of course she did. Lily was the type who loved hard. The type who ignored red flags because she believed in second chances. She sank onto my couch like her knees couldn't hold her anymore. "I didn't know where else to go," she whispered. That's when I should have set a boundary. I should have called our parents or told her to stay with a friend. Something safe. Something distant. Instead, I said, "You can stay here tonight." And she looked at me like I just saved her life. For the first hour, it was normal, or as normal as it could be. At midnight after a breakup, I made tea. She changed into one of my hoodies. We sat on opposite ends of the couch while she vented. "I gave him everything," she said. 3 years. 3. Her phone kept lighting up. Mark calling. Mark texting. Mark, answer me. Mark, you're overreacting. Mark, come talk to me. At 12:58 a.m., she turned the phone face down. "I'm done," she said. I believed her. That was my first mistake. Round 1:30 a.m., the storm outside got worse. Rain hitting the windows, thunder shaking the glass. She startled at one loud crack and instinctively moved closer to me. I didn't think about it. She was crying. She was shaking. She needed comfort. I put my arm around her shoulders. She folded into me instantly. Not casually, not like a sister. She buried her face in my chest and gripped my shirt like she was afraid I'd disappear. My heart started pounding. "Lily," I said, softly, "I just need to feel safe," she whispered. Safe, that word did something to me, because growing up, that's what I was for her. When our parents got married, she was 15 and furious at the world. I was 17 and quiet. She used to sneak into my room during thunderstorms back then, too. But this didn't feel like that. She wasn't 15 anymore. She was 24. And when she tilted her head up to look at me, her eyes didn't look sisterly. They looked lost and searching. "You've always been the only guy who never hurt me," she said. I swallowed. "That's not true." "It is." She insisted. "You never wanted anything from me." The way she said it made my stomach twist because suddenly I wasn't sure that was still true. I shifted slightly, trying to create space. She noticed. Her hand tightened on my shirt. "Don't pull away," she said. Not angry, not playful, desperate. "I'm not," I lied. Another crack of thunder. She flinched again, and this time, her hand slid down from my chest, to my waist, to low, to familiar. I froze. This was the moment, the line. I could have stood up. I could have laughed it off. I could have said, "You're emotional. You don't mean this." Instead, I stayed still because some part of me was flattered. And that's the part I'm not proud of. At 2:14 a.m., her phone buzzed again. She ignored it. At 2:16 a.m., it buzzed again. Still ignored. At 2:19 a.m., she reached for it. I watched her face change as she read the screen. The sadness disappeared, replaced by something colder. "What?" I asked. She didn't answer right away. Instead, she locked the phone and set it down carefully on the coffee table. Then she looked at me. Really, looked at me. "I need you to do something for me," she said. Her voice was steady now. No shaking. No tears, just focus. "What kind of something?" I asked. She hesitated, and for a second, I thought she was going to ask me to go confront Mark or help her move out or block his number. Something normal, something messy, but manageable. Instead, she reached for my hand, interlaced her fingers with mine, and said quietly, "I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend tomorrow night." I exhaled. That was it. Relief flooded through me so fast, it almost made me laugh. That I could handle. That was harmless. "I just want him to see me with someone better," she continued. "Someone he can't compete with." I nodded slowly. It made sense. Petty, emotional, but understandable. When I asked dinner 700pp.m, he'll be there, I'll make sure of it. I should have noticed the way she said that. I should have asked more questions, but I didn't because at that moment I thought I understood the situation. I thought this was about revenge. I had no idea what that 2:19 a.m. text had actually said, and I definitely didn't realize that by agreeing to her very personal favor, I was stepping into something that had nothing to do with Mark at all. The next morning, I woke up before she did. For a few seconds, I forgot she was there. Then I saw her curled up on my couch, still wearing my hoodie, one arm dangling off the side like she'd fallen asleep mid-thought. My chest tightened. What the hell had I agreed to? I checked my phone. 6:48 a.m. there was a text from Lily, sent at 3:12 a.m. I must have fallen asleep after she went to the bathroom. "Lily, thank you for saying yes. I promise I'll explain everything soon." Explain what? I walked into the kitchen and poured coffee, trying to clear my head. Last night had felt intense, but in the daylight, it seemed manageable. Fake boyfriend. Dinner. Make Mark jealous. End of story. Right by 8:15 a.m., she was awake. She came into the kitchen barefoot, hair messy, eyes red, but alert. Not broken, not devastated, calculated. "You okay?" I asked. She nodded. Better. She reached for my coffee mug and took a sip without asking. Something about that small intimate gesture made my pulse jump. So I said carefully, "What's the plan?" She leaned against the counter, crossing her arms. "He's going to be at West and Pine tonight." That was a lie. I knew it immediately. West and Pine didn't open on Thursdays until 9 p.m. imp. "Are you sure?" I asked. She didn't hesitate. Positive. She stepped closer to me. "Just act natural," she said. "Hold my hand. Sit close. Maybe kiss my cheek." My throat went dry. "That's it?" I asked. She tilted her head slightly. "What? Too much?" "No," I said too quickly. She smiled, but it wasn't a grateful smile. It was an annoying one. By noon, she had showered and changed into one of her dresses. Black-fitted, the kind that makes people stare. I try not to stare. "You don't have to go all out," I said from the couch. She glanced at me in the mirror while putting on mascara. "I do for him." She paused. "No," she said softly. "For me." That answer should have reassured me. It didn't. Around 2 p.m., her phone buzzed again. This time, she didn't hide it. I saw the name. "Mom," She declined the call. My stomach dropped. Why is Mom calling you? I asked. She always calls me, she said casually. That didn't answer my question. She turned slowly, and for the first time since she showed up, I saw it. Nerves. Did you tell them you were here? I asked. No. Why not? Because they'd freak out. About what? Silence. Then she walked over and sat next to me. Too close again. They think I'm staying with my friend Rachel. She said if they knew I was here, it would complicate things. Complicate? How? She stared at me for a long moment. You really don't see it, do you? See what? Instead of answering, she reached for my hand again. And this time, she didn't ask. She placed it on her knee. My entire body went rigid. Lily, I said quietly. What? She whispered. This is supposed to be pretend. Her fingers tightened over mine. Who said I was pretending? My heart slammed against my ribs. Last night, I said, you said you needed a favor. I do. This isn't part of it. She leaned closer, close enough that I could feel her breath. I meant what I said, she murmured. You've never hurt me. You've never looked at me the way other guys do. I pulled my hand back this time. I'm your stepbrother. She didn't flinch. Technically, that word hung in the air like smoke. Technically, we weren't blood related, but we grew up under the same roof for almost 6 years. Family vacations, shared holidays. Inside jokes, technically, didn't erase that. Don't do this, I said. Do what? Blur lines. Her jaw tightened slightly. You think I don't know what this looks like? She asked. You think I don't understand the risk? Then why? She stood up abruptly and walked to the window. Because I'm tired of being the girl men cheat on. She snapped. I'm tired of being disposable. You're not disposable. She turned sharply. Then prove it. The room went silent. I stared at her. That's not fair, I said. Life isn't fair. Another buzz from her phone. She grabbed it this time. I watched her face carefully. It wasn't Mark. It was a notification preview from his Instagram story, and I saw the caption before she swiped it away. Hard to compete when you don't know the game. My chest tightened. He posted that. I asked. She nodded once. That's why tonight matters. Something about her tone shifted again. This wasn't just about jealousy. This was strategy. Lily, I said slowly. What was the text you got last night? The one at 219. She froze. Her back still to me. You said you'd explain. I pressed. She didn't turn around. Instead, she spoke so quietly I almost didn't hear it. He knows about you. The words didn't make sense. What does that mean? She finally faced me. And there it was again. That cold, steady look. He's been telling people we've always had something weird going on. She said that you're obsessed with me. My blood ran cold. That's insane. I know. Who has he told enough? I felt anger rising now. Not jealousy. Not confusion. Anger. So this dinner isn't about making him jealous. I said slowly. It is, she replied.